Let Yeah. So this session is about basic concept about the OneView. How we will deploy the OneView and how we will manage the OneView and how we will add the enclosure to the OneView and how we manage and administer the C7000 enclosure to OneView. You know that like OneView is an sophisticated and it's a powerful tool to manage, administer and monitor today's converged infrastructure. From HP C7000 is one of the best-selling converged infrastructure. Okay, so OneView provides it's a simplified tool to manage the converged infrastructure. That means from a single console you can manage all the server, storage, and networking, all the components together within a single console. The another advantage of OneView is that you can define a software-defined template. That means you can define a template for server, storage, and network devices. So server, storage, and networking right configuration is captured as a template, and we can use this template to deploy those components. So as a result, because of using this software-defined templates, it results in significant reduction in configuration times, a reduction in human errors, and very easy deployment. Okay, and now I will share my desktop. Sorry, let me share my desktop. Can you guys able to see my desktop?
Yep, definitely.
Okay. So OneView like virtual appliance is available in two flavors, so VMware ESX flavor and Microsoft Hyper-V flavors. You need to log into the HP software depot to download the corresponding flavors. Right now, in this demonstration, I'm going to show how we are going to deploy OneView on the VMware ESX host. Okay. Already logged into the HP software depot and I have downloaded the ESX version of OneView. Okay, this is the latest OneView appliance for the VMware ESXi. So let me go ahead and deploy the OneView appliance. Okay, go deploy. Okay. I will make it a thin provisioning so that I can use my storage effectively. Okay, and I will deploy my OneView. And also this OneView supports API, which can be accessed through the REST API, which we can integrate in our specific applications. This is our C7000 enclosure, which we are going to manage now, and we have some 8, 9, 10 blades, and let me see what type of VC modules we have. We have 2 10, 24 ports VC fabric modules. Okay. And this OneView appliance is available under Converged Infrastructure Management tool. Okay, and you need to select the product whatever you want to download, and it will ask you for your credentials. You need to have HP Passport ID to log in and download that appliance. Okay, it has been successfully deployed. Let me check the settings whether it's fine. Okay. Okay, this seems to be good. Okay, let me power on the appliance. Once it comes up, we will configure an IP address to manage it. And you can think OneView as an like a vCenter server. A vCenter server is used to manage multiple VMware ESXi hosts, right? So like that one, we have a OneView to manage the multiple converged infrastructure. Without OneView, if we want to manage a converged infrastructure, means we need to log into that each enclosure individually. So when we add to the OneView, by logging into the OneView, we can manage all the enclosures, whatever the enclosure that has been added to the OneView. Let it come up. It will take few more minutes to come up. And you guys are following me, right?
Sure.
Yeah. I have a presentation slides relating to the sales perspective, not from the technical perspective. Let me show the slides. So the advantage of OneView is that through the single console, you can manage the complete converged infrastructure devices such as server, networking, and storage. And another advantage is that you can define a software-defined template. With software-defined template, we can rapidly deploy the templates, which is repeatable and reliable at a low cost. And we can automate day-to-day stream working. For example, we can like configure an alert to do a provisioning of a storage, or we can provisioning an alert for the allocation of more CPU and RAM as per the SLAs. Okay, and using OneView automation slides, like we can reduce 40% of the time IT infrastructure staff timings. It is before OneView. Before OneView, like we will have a separate management tool for managing the enclosure, separate management tool for managing the storage and the networking. But with OneView, it provides a single tool which we can manage all the components like server, storage, and networking. So OneView provides a REST API which can be accessed through the REST API, and it can be integrated with the customer specific applications. Okay, and they can be called through the standard web browser through PowerShell, or they can be implemented, they can be integrated with other applications. This is what the architecture of the OneView is that. So here you can define a environment template, storage templates, and server templates, and networking templates. Okay, once it is up, we can configure the OneView. By default, the user ID will be administrator and the password will be admin. So we will change the password. And then we will define the name of this OneView appliance. We can specify the manual IP address, or you can allocate a dynamic IP address. In this demo, I'm showing how we can manually specify the IP address. Yeah. Once the initial configuration has been done, we can use the standard browser to access it. 1085. Okay, now this OneView has been deployed. Now we'll see how we can import an C7000 enclosure. Before we can import an C7000 enclosure, we need to define a container for the C7000 enclosure, as well as we need to define a template for the VC modules. Okay, VC modules are the one which will act as a interconnection devices, and these are the server base, and these are the interconnection base. We need to define an container for the enclosure, and we need to define an container for the VC modules. So it is nothing but a place. A container is nothing but a place in OneView in which we can add the enclosures and the VC modules. Okay, let me go and define the VC module group, container group. Okay, I will name it as logical interconnect group 1. Okay, and I will add a interconnect. Before adding interconnect, we need to see what type of interconnect this container group can have. So we log into the enclosure and we'll see what are the VC modules it has. So it has VC Flex Fabric 10 gigahertz 24 port Flex Fabric module. Okay, this is the one it has. Okay, we'll create and we'll go ahead and create an enclosure group to which we will import the enclosure. I'll say enclosure group 1, and what it can have is it can have logical interconnect group 1. I'm going to click create. So now I created a placeholder for the enclosure group as well as for the VC modules. Okay, now I'll go ahead and import the enclosure, add the enclosure. What is the IP of my enclosure? It's 10.90.20.10.25. And you need to use an user ID that has admin privileges on the enclosure. So right now I am adding that enclosure. Like add. Before we can import that enclosure into the OneView appliance, all the blades should be in a powered off state. If the blades are in powered on stage, it will show a warning message that the blades are powered on. We need to power off all the blade servers. Right now I am adding this enclosure to this enclosure group. And this enclosure group is associated with the logical interconnect group 1, which can hold the VC modules. See, now it is importing the devices. Okay, it has imported the enclosure. I'm just making sure that all the devices has been deducted. Okay. So all the devices are been identified. And the next thing is to define the network. How we can define the network? Whatever the VLANs that we can create in the task switch, we need to define it here so that those VLANs can be accessed from the blade server profiles. So I'll go ahead and create a VLANs here. Data management network. I'm creating a network called management-a with a VLAN ID 90. And if you want to create multiple networks, you can create plus. Create. I've created management A and management B with a VLAN ID. Why I created management A and management E is that the blade servers, Flexcom NIC, first port will connect to the interconnection bay 1 and the blade server Flexcom second port will connect to the interconnection device bay 2. Okay, so I am adding all the all the first ports network to the interconnection device VC module 1 and all the second ports networks to the VC module 2. You can define whatever the network VLANs that you have in the TOR switch. Okay, I'll create another service network. This network A. I'll define 190. So I have defined the networks here. Next thing is to go and create the server profiles. I'll create a server profile for the server bay 1. I will associate with the first server. I can associate with whatever the networks that I have created here. Whatever the networks that I have created, it will be populated here and I can connect to those networks. Okay. And I'm selecting the FlexComms port A. If I select the port B, then I need to select the management B. Here I am using the port A. And also you can manage the boot order. I'll click create. Now I created a server profile for the blade 1 and see, this is the reason all these blade servers doesn't have server profile, so they have this exclamation mark, and for this I have created a server profile for the first server, and so you don't have any information tag here. And this server is connected to the VLAN ID, which is management 90. If you want to connect this NIC to the multiple networks, then you need to create a network site. Right now it can only access the VLAN 90. If you want to access multiple networks, then you need to create a network site. Let me go and create a network site. I'll say network set -n. I'll add whatever the networks that are available under this network set. I'll select management and service and whatever the networks that I want to use as untagged, I have the option to specify here as untagged, because usually we'll configure the OS management network as untagged. We don't define any VLAN tag, so we'll use that as a untagged one. Let me create another network set. and networks. So once we create a network set, then we can go ahead and we can edit it. So instead of connecting to a single network, now we are connecting to the multiple networks through the network set. So in this network set, we have two networks. The management A VLAN 90 is untagged and the service network one VLAN 90 is tagged. And you guys understand, right, why I created networks like management A, management B. You guys understand, right? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, you guys understand, right, why I created the network with management A, management B, and service A and service B, right?
Yeah, clear.
Okay. Then I'll go to the logical interconnection group. Here I haven't defined a uplink set. Now I'll go and define uplink set. What type of uplink set it is? It is Ethernet. And I'll add the networks management. And here I'll get option to specify what is native network. I am specifying management A as native. Add an uplink port. So in this uplink set, I am adding two networks, management A and service A, and I have specified management A as a native, and I specified the first port of the first VC module as a uplink port. And let me create another uplink set. Type is Ethernet. Add network. I'll add all the management P and service B here and add a network port. And so I created a uplink set for all the first port. They will go to the VC module 1 and they will use the port 1, and for all the network set B, they will use the VC module 2 and they will use the first port of the VC module 2. and then we'll go ahead and we'll deploy the OS. So till now, what we have done is first we defined the enclosure group, and then we defined the logical interconnect group, and in that logical interconnect group we defined what are the VC modules that it can have. Then we created an uplink set, and then we created the network. All the first port of all the first NICs will connect to the management A and service A, and the second port will connect to the management B and service B, and we created a network set called network set A and network set B. The network set A consists of management A and management B. The network set B consists of management B and service B. All the first port of the server will connect to the network set A, and so they have access to this VLAN management, this management and service B. And in that, in this network set, the VLAN 90 is made untagged, so that we can specify untagged Ethernet packets without specifying any tag at the OS level. If we don't make it as untagged, then we need to create a tagged network at the OS level to send and receive the packets. Since we are not specifying any tagged network at the OS end, I am making it as an untagged one. Same at the network set as well as at the logical interconnect group. In the uplink set also, I am making the VLANs that are used by the management, which is untagged, as a native. You can either specify the VLAN in the network set, or you can specify that VLAN at the logical interconnect and group side. Okay. The very first time when you boot, it will be all the devices will be configured by the virtual connect. You see, these servers now as the MAC address that has been provided by the VC module. Their physical MAC address, whatever they add their physical MAC address, that will be done, and they will only show the MAC address that has been provided by the VC module. If we go and check here, see, you can see the MAC address of the first port. This is the MAC address assigned by the VC module, and we aren't using the second port of the FlexCom port. So the VC module, the OneView hasn't applied the MAC address for that one. If we want to use multiple NICs, then we need to add the multiple ports here. Let me power down and add another port here. Before you can make any change in a server profile, you need to shut down the server. I'll select network set B, and this time I'm using the second port, and it will be connected to the network set B. Click add. Okay. logical interconnect group act as a template for the logical interconnects. So whatever we define in the logical interconnect group, the same configuration can be applied in logical interconnect also. Okay, stack is disconnected. It is giving some stack health error. I think we need to reset the VC module. Okay, now it is fully configured. Okay, let me go and use another port in the for the server profile one. Previously, you saw the error message, right? This is in a inconsistent state. That is, blade interconnection blade 1 was not able to connect it to the interconnection blade 2. So what I did is I went to the logical interconnect group and I just did a refresh there, so that this interconnection blade 2 got added to the this logical interconnect group. And then after refreshing there I came to the logical interconnect, and then I selected update from the logical interconnect group. Okay, reapply the configuration. Once I done, I was able to resolve that issue. Now I'm going to add the second port now. So the first port of the FlexCom NIC is connected to the network set A, and the second port should connect to the network set B, because through network set B they will connect to the interconnection device bay 2. Once the MAC address has been assigned, we can come and do refresh here. We can see the updated MAC here. See, for the port 1 it has assigned 00, and the port 2nd it has assigned 01. Let me go and power on the server. and whatever the server profile, whatever that we have created, that we can copy it to deploy server profile for the remaining blades. That is, we can do copy here. I'll say server B2, and it will deploy there. See, automatically all the network configuration that has been defined, it has been already taken, and even the boot order has been taken. Click create. Blade generate.